Chuck Freeby with two of the offensive stars of today's game, Eric Jagielo and Blaise Lezynski. Jags went 2 for 3 with 2 RBI, and Blaise a booming 2-run homer over the right field fence. Eric, let's start with you. You mentioned on the radio pregame show about going after the fastball today. That was kind of the goal of the team. How do you do that against a guy like Lezynski, who's usually pretty surgical out there?
I think you have to be aggressive early on in the counts, and that's one of the big things is once you get late, he's got good enough secondary stuff where he can put you away with.
You today, a couple of hits, one up the middle, both in run-producing situations. Is there extra focus when you've got men on base when you come to the plate?
I think kind of what I said about being aggressive early on the count is what I consider the more focus and not letting a mistake pitch go by, because if that happens, a lot of times with runners in scoring position, that's when they usually go to their off-speed stuff.
Well, mistake pitch is what Blaise Lezynski got a hold of in the 6th inning, and he made it go a long, long way. Talk about the at-bat against Lezynski that eventually chased him from the game.
That's right, Chuck. I remember I faced Lezynski this summer, and I got a few good strokes off of him this summer, so I was kind of looking forward to facing him again. I think it was a 2-1 count. He left a slider up, and I made him pay for it.
Boy, did you ever. That ball almost got out onto Highway 19. I said they better cue the Montgomery Gentry gone sign. Talk about the feeling when that ball comes off the bat on a play like that.
It felt nice. I had a nice trampoline effect. Thankfully, the wind did help me out a little bit. So, I was just trying to put a good swing on it again. Lane started the inning off with a ball in the 6 hole, and we just had to build something at that point. I guess it was 2-0.
Went from 2-0 to 4-0.
That's right. So, those guys they're a scrappy bunch, and I mean, even up 4-0, we still. Or 5-0 rather. We still wanted to put more on them just because we know that those guys don't ever quit, and we had a nice relentless approach today.
Chance for you to get in the lineup today. Unfortunately, it comes at the expense of another player, Zach Katsoulis, injured, and so you come in and fill that left-handed hitting DH role. Right. And I guess all year long you've been kind of that mentality. You've got to be ready when called upon.
Right, absolutely. I know we talked about this before, Chuck, and we have a lot of support, and we're pretty deep this year with some of the bats that we have. I know my roommate Phil Mosey, he comes in off the bench a lot also, Connor Biggio, and like I said, it's almost like it's a tough mentality to come off the bench and be ready when called upon. But like I said, it's an opportunity, and you just you got to make the most of it. And I'm glad, fortunately, I was able to do some damage today.
Wasn't just Adam Norton today, although he was pretty darn good. A 7-hit complete game shutout, but two of the Irish offensive stars, Eric Jagielo and Blaise Lezynski. And now Notre Dame gets on that air-conditioned bus, gets back to the hotel, and puts their feet up, knowing the Pitt Panthers are in their sights tomorrow afternoon at 1 on Harvest and UND.com. From Bright House Field in Clearwater, Florida, Chuck Freeby for UND.com.